Hey guys, it's Broman back here in Destiny to go over the extremely important Bungie weekly update. Now, it's been a while since Bungie has done an update, but they certainly launched the new year with a bang. So quickly, and wasting as little of your time as possible, I'm going to go over the important shit that you need to know for the updates that are coming this Tuesday. First of all, Crota's End. Here are some changes that are coming. The treasure chest, which I will be attempting to farm during this video, will no longer drop exotics. It will still drop shards, but there's a change being made. Ute will now have a loot pool. Every time you kill Ute, you will have a chance to get an exotic weapon, just like you would get out of the chest that I am trying to farm here. And, of course, you will have a chance to get exotic weapons and radiant materials. Now, this is a good change. Ute always felt like an encounter that needed to have a drop, and now that it does, I am quite pleased. We're gonna keep dying here to see if we can't get this chest to spawn right on the first door there, because I am a lazy son of a bitch. The pit encounter. You will no longer have the ability to ride the super sexy lamps, which is disappointing for many people, but not for me. I think riding the lamps is fun, but it's not something I ever did. Give me the light, you nerds! Alright. The bridge encounter. Players will now be required to cross the bridge in order to complete the bridge encounter. Players will now be required to wait for the bridge to be completely formed until crossing with the sword. This means two things. One, you cannot finish the encounter unless everyone comes across the bridge. Two, you're not going to be able to solo that son of a bitch. Not anymore. The solo vids, everything, even my solo attempts that I've been working on, are going into the toilet. Now, that is very sad, and I understand if you're upset, but it is a change that needed to happen. This is an encounter that Bungie intended to be done by 6 people, and it was able to be done by 1. This change is very necessary, so I'm at least in the mechanics that they're wanting. So as much as it bothers me, I understand where they're coming from. The Death Singer encounter, apparently there was a case where the Shriekers wouldn't spawn. I think we ran into that a couple times in our raid. That's just not going to happen anymore. The Crota encounter, double sword bearers, not happening. Crota's going to stand up if you disconnect your shit. What does that mean, bro, man? Well, that means that you ain't going to be able to cheese that son of a bitch by making him constantly kneel. Well, it's a disconnection error, bro, man. How the fuck could they fix that? It's pretty simple. You disconnect, or anyone on your team disconnects, Crota stands up. No, I know that might make seem a little bit, how do I say this? Rude, right? Well, what if someone on my team, here we go, this is the light. What if somebody on my team disconnects randomly? If you were going to finish Crota with someone disconnected with your team randomly, that makes you an asshole. Right, now I didn't get anything from this chest, that's because I grabbed it earlier during the raid. But it would usually have the potential of having an exotic, but it doesn't. So we're just going to dance here while we finish this shit up. Or we should see if we can solo this. Let's do that shit. Alright. The Vault of Glass. Now this is super duper important, okay? Super duper important change to the Vault of Glass. Exotic weapon drops in the Vault of Glass are now level 32. What? 32. What'd you say? I said 32. What you mean 32? Son, let me tell you about 32. What's 32 mean? That means when you do the Vaults of Glass, if you get an exotic weapon, that shit's gonna be 32 rank. That means the weapon that drops inside of your vault is gonna be 32. That means you get a Thunderlord, 32 rank. 331 damage. That means your ass gets a Hawkmoon, 331 damage. That means your ass gets a Yaller Horn in there, 331 damage. Everything you get in the Vault of Glass after this update, 331. None of this weak ass, no 331 ass shit. You're gonna be getting top tier drops. Nothing like, oh well, at least I can upgrade it at Jur if I get a chance. That's just lame. And Bungie realized that, so they changed that shit so you can get that hot, spicy, top tier exotic weapon. I'm actually super excited about that, if you couldn't tell. And those are the big changes for the PvE section inside of the Vault of Glass and Crota. I think that if all of these changes to the Vault of Glass and Crota stick, we can expect the hard mode raid to be a week after this. Now, I've said this before, I don't think the hard raid is going to drop unless Bungie has the raid, the Crota's End, locked down tight as shit. They do not want a situation like they had before, where anyone who wanted to get the, oh my god, I'm dying, or anyone who wanted to get the Mythic class could just by chucking Crota off the edge. It was Atheon. We know it was Atheon. Chucking Atheon off the edge. They want people to get the hard mode drops that know how to do the encounter well, and I don't think you can fault them for that. This has been my super quick update and chest grab. I hope you appreciate the really lame no drops and the changes that Bungie has been making to the game. I always feel like Bungie is everything that a developer should be when it comes to responsiveness, even if it means they're changing things you don't like. At least they're listening and they're changing things. I will always be a fan of that. Thanks for watching today, guys. Make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Do not forget that I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I will see you next time in Destiny.